Yeah, hello guys. Today another important topic for NEET. Okay, this is about the another physiology topic which is human circulation. Okay, that is very important topic which is blood. Okay, yeah, blood is what? Today we are going to discuss about blood. Okay, yeah, blood, introduction of blood. Blood is what? It is the connective tissue. Of course, there are a combination of cells to perform a specific function. It is the fluid tissue which is connective tissue. Okay, yeah, connective tissue, one of the most important tissue, like there are many transport material like going through the blood. Okay, yeah, and it is the volume about 5 liters and 4 to 5 in females, and about pH which is 7.4. okay, approximately 7.4, slightly alkaline. And the functions, it is transport and regulation and protection. What can transport? It can transport nutrients, it can transport hormones, it can transport the immunity, immunoglobulins like antibodies. Okay, this is the important. Okay, it can transport gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, and it can be protection through the immunity. Okay, so what is composition of blood? Now the composition of blood. Yeah guys, just look at here. Blood composition, mainly the plasma and formed elements, blood and formed elements nothing but it is the blood cells. Okay, yeah, if plasma it is 55% of the blood, it is 45% of the blood. Okay, in the plasma there is, in the plasma which is 100% of the plasma, there is water, and proteins, and other solutes. Other solutes. Guys, this is the plasma, this is formed elements. Formed elements nothing, RBC and WBC and platelets. WBC again two types, agranulocytes and granulocytes. Agranulocytes, lymphocytes and monocytes. Granulocytes, neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. We will going to discuss later on each and everything. Okay. If come to the plasma, water is 92% of the water is there in the plasma if it is 100%. In this, yeah, of course, in the blood it is 55%, don't confuse. In the blood it is 55% and it is 45%. Okay, this 55%, in that 55%, 92% is water. Proteins are only 6 to 8% and other solutes are 2%, approximately 2%. This is about plasma. So we are going to discuss each and everything in this blood composition in the coming slide. Okay? Yes. Yeah, if come to the plasma, it is 55% in the blood, 92% of water in the plasma, and 7 to 8, no, not yet 7 to 8, it is 6 to 8 guys. It is like 6 to 8. 6 to 8, 90 to 92% of water, 6 to 8 proteins. Okay. In that proteins, what are the proteins are there in the plasma? Albumins, globulins and fibrinogens. These are the three types proteins are there in the plasma. Plasma has it contain its own proteins like albumins, globulins and fibrinogens. Solutes are what? Ions like Na plus and K plus, calcium and chlorine and bicarbonates are there. Nutrients like glucose, amino acids and lipids also there, and there is a waste like uric acid, urea and creatinine is the waste also there in the plasma. Of course, there is more amount is in the blood. Okay. Yeah. We are going to discuss each and every one which is proteins in the plasma. Okay. Yes. Proteins. If come to the albumins, albumins are most abundant plasma protein. This is the important for NEET. Okay, most abundant plasma proteins, guys. NEET point. Most abundant plasma proteins, plasma protein. Most abundant plasma protein is the albumin, and it is synthesized in liver. This is also NEET point. Synthesized in the liver. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it is molecular weight Dalton, which is 66,000 Dalton. Okay. Yeah, here you have to like careful about NEET. It is the most abundant plasma protein and synthesized by liver. These are the 2 points which is important for like NEET. Percentage in the plasma, how much is the percentage? It is 55 to 60% there in the plasma. This is also NEET point, guys. Albumins, globulin and fibrinogens are plasma proteins, right, in the plasma. These albumins are occupied 55% ratio among that 3. Okay. Yes. Normal plasma concentration, they might not ask you this. Okay, Daltons. This is the plasma protein structure. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Next, functions. This is the most important for NEET. Function is what? Maintain colloidal osmotic pressure. Colloidal osmotic pressure. Maintain colloidal osmotic pressure. This is NEET point. NEET point. Okay. Yes. It is helping retain water from the blood vessel. This is also NEET point. It helps retain water in the blood vessel. This is the most important. It prevents fluid leakage in the tissue, into the tissue. If it is deficiency, edema, swelling will come. This is also NEET point. This is also NEET point, guys. Most important NEET points are there, the functions of the albumins. Okay. Yeah. Maintain osmotic, colloidal osmotic pressure and helps in water retain into the blood vessels. It is prevents leakage in the tissue, the water leakage in the tissue. It is deficiency, edema. Edema is swelling of that tissue. Actually, guys, just look into here. This is the blood vessel. Okay. Around the blood vessel there is a tissue like This is the tissue. Okay. These are the albumins, colloidal in nature albumins in the blood vessel. This is the blood cells, RBCs in the blood vessel. RBCs are there, albumins are there, WBCs are there in the blood. RBCs and albumins. Albumins, what they can do, the function what they can do, maintain colloidal osmotic pressure. Colloidal osmotic pressure is what? They can attract the water. This, this is the water there in the tissue, right? The yellowish is the water in the tissue. Okay. This albumins, what they can do, this is colloidal in structure, they can attract the water into the blood vessel, and they help in retain water into the blood vessel. In the blood vessel, they can retain water from the tissue. If the tissue is swelling, this is the water going to take place in the tissue between the cells. This colloidal nature albumins, they can involve to retain the water from the tissue, mean osmolytes. Osmolytes, they can attract the water, that is albumin. They can attract the water or particles like minerals like NaCl, Na plus Cl like that, okay, and glucose also, they can attract the water, okay. This albumin also attract the water, okay, and it prevents the leakage into the tissue, fluid leakage into the tissue. Of course, there is a damage of the blood vessel. If the blood vessel damage, okay, so this is the damage of the blood vessel. So I have to take another color here. Yeah, any damage of the blood vessel, there is a leakage of water, this percentage of plasma or blood into the tissue, right? These guys, the like albumins, they can fill this gap with their colloidal in nature. They can fill into the blood vessel wall, so they can prevent fluid leakage into the tissue. That is the third function. Deficiency mean if this deficiency, there is a edema, there is a water is going to take up the tissue if the albumin deficiency, okay, that is called edema, okay. This is important for NEET guys. Due to lack of albumins, there is a disease called edema, okay, yes. And if come to the buffering function, of course 7.4 which is blood buffering because of albumins, and there is a reservoir of amino acid, it can be broken down the starvation or severe illness, yes. Next, NEET exam point of view about albumins. Liver main site for synthesis, this is the most important point about the NEET. And low albumins, edema due to the fluid shift into the interstitial space, mean between the tissue cells, and binds many substances like transport, often it is asked. Of course, it can be bind many substances, because of it can be osmolytes, okay, yes. And next globulins. Globulins are what in the plasma? This is also one of the plasma protein. Globulins are the second most abundant plasma protein, second most. Albumin is the first, which is occupy 55 to 60%. If come to the globulin, it is second type. And guys, it is synthesized in liver and plasma cells. This is the most important. They can confuse you in the exam, okay, yeah. Most important globulins are gamma globulins. Most important globulins are gamma globulins. This is the important for NEET. Important for NEET. Most important, like it can be synthesized in the plasma itself. Plasma itself, it can be synthesized in the plasma itself. Globulins or gamma globulins or antibodies. Okay. Yeah, plasma cells, why it is antibodies. Antibodies, it is antibodies, and it can be involved in the defense mechanism. It can be synthesized in the plasma itself, the alpha, beta, gamma globulins, right? Alpha, beta and gamma globulins. Gamma is the most important, that is plasma, it can be synthesized and it is involved in the defense mechanism. Actually, it is our antibodies, gamma globulins are antibodies. Second most important, the protein which is under the plasma. And NEET focus, gamma globulins are immunoglobulins or immune deficiency. Immunoglobulins nothing but antibodies. Okay. This is the most important for NEET, guys. Okay. I hope you guys understand well about this gamma globulins. And yeah, percentage of plasma in the gamma globulins, globulins about 2 to 3% only. Yeah, it is about it is about 35 to 30% in the plasma proteins. Total gamma globulins 2 to 3%. If come to the plasma, it is 35 to 38. If come to the albumins, it is 55 to 60. And this is second most in the plasma, which is 35 to 38. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys understand this. Okay. And if come to the functions, immune defense. Yeah, immune defense. Yeah, it is immune defense. Okay. Gamma globulins are immunoglobulins. Antibodies like IgA, IgG, IgM, IgE like IgD. Okay. These are the gamma globulins are there in the plasma, which is most important for defense mechanism of the body, and it can be transport, that is alpha and beta gamma globulins. They can carry lipids and metal ions like transfer of iron, okay, for hemoglobin. Hormones and fat soluble vitamins also they can carry forward. Okay. Globulins are three types, alpha, beta and gamma. Gamma globulins are most important of the plasma proteins. They involve in the immune system like antibodies, that is gamma globulin. That actually like IgE, IgA, IgM, IgD, like these are antibodies that they are involved in the blood, which is from the plasma itself. It is gamma globulins. And if come to the alpha, beta, they are carriers of the hormones and other elements like iron. Okay. I hope you guys understand this. This is the second prioritized proteins, which is second percentage, which is 38% in the plasma proteins, of course. Yeah. Next one. Yeah, fibrinogen. Fibrinogen, you guys know fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is the soluble plasma protein, essential for blood clotting. It is the glycoprotein which is produced by liver. This is the most important for NEET. Okay. Yes. This is glycoprotein produced by liver. This is the NEET point, guys. This is NEET point, most important. Okay. Fibrinogen is another kind of the plasma protein which is low percentage in the plasma. Okay. And it is involved in the blood clotting factor. Okay. The role of blood clotting, fibrinogen, nogen mean inactive, nogen mean it is nogen mean inactive. Inactive turn into the active, which is fibrin. Nogen mean inactive, fibrinogen turn into the fibrin. Okay. Yeah, it is soluble protein, it is converted into the fibrin. Fibrin is insoluble. Okay. fibrinogen is soluble. Fibrin is insoluble. Soluble converted into the insoluble for the blood clotting by the enzyme which is thrombin. The helps the enzyme is thrombin. Which is the helping enzyme is thrombin. Thrombin is generated from the prothrombin. Prothrombin also inactive, turn into the thrombin. Thrombin is the enzyme which is can activate fibrinogen into the fibrin. Okay, don't confuse. Fibrin forms mesh and traps the blood cells into the blood clot. Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, just listen here. It is about the fibrinogen is the one of the plasma protein. After albumin and globulin, fibrinogen is the third percentage of plasma protein. Fibrinogen means inactive, right? So, as we know, it is synthesized, it is the glycoprotein, this is the NEET point, okay, glycoprotein produced by liver, this is also NEET. Who can produce? Albumin, they can produce liver, okay. Globulin, in that globulin, gamma globulin which is produced by plasma itself, and fibrinogen which is plasma protein produced by liver, this is the NEET point, glycoprotein which is involved in the blood clotting. How it is involved in the blood clotting? Fibrinogen actually it is soluble. Fibrinogen nogen inactive, right? It is soluble. So, it can be fibrin, change into the fibrin. Fibrin is insoluble protein. Who can convert it is thrombin. Thrombin can convert fibrinogen into fibrin. Thrombin pre-stage is prothrombin. Thrombin pre-stage is prothrombin. Prothrombin also inactivate, turn into the activate as enzyme. This enzyme fibrinogen convert into the fibrin. Fibrin is the insoluble protein which is they can lead the blood clotting factor, okay, which is plasma protein, which is low amount of plasma protein. Guys, it is very simple, okay. Yeah, and the next one, yeah, simplified pathway of if there any injury, prothrombin turn into the thrombin first stage, and thrombin act as fibrinogen into the fibrin mesh, okay, that is clot stabilizer. NEET tip for this, fibrinogen turn into the fibrin via thrombin, okay. Key points about NEET: synthesized, who can synthesize fibrinogen? That is liver. It is converted into the fibrin via thrombin, and essential for coagulation. Deficiency, which is lead tendencies are going to take place. Yeah, guys, we did complete today's session, which is introduction of blood, and composition of blood, okay, and plasma. What is plasma? In the plasma, what are the proteins are there? In the plasma, albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. These are the solutes are there in the plasma. Plasma proteins. Albumin is the plasma proteins. What is plasma protein? Who can synthesize it? Albumin is the plasma protein. Liver can synthesize. It is highest amount in the plasma protein, which is 55% to 60% of the total plasma. These guys, these proteins are there. which is most important function at like functions are to maintain colloidal osmotic pressure. This is the need point. Okay, it is helps to retain the water from the tissue to the blood vessels. This is the most important. It prevents leakage into the tissue, any fluid leakage into the tissue from the blood vessel. This is also important. If it is deficiency, edema is there, swelling, this is the most important for need point, guys. Albumin functions, and it is as buffering function, it is maintained for the blood pH level 7.4, most important. Okay, reservoir of amino acid, this is also most important for the albumins, which is plasma proteins. And NEET exam point of view, albumins, osmotic pressure, maintain synthesize site is the liver, albumin is the low albumin, which is edema, binds with substances, transport mechanism also there. And if come to the another protein, which is globulin, globulins are the second largest proteins in the plasma. It can be synthesized plasma cells itself, the gamma globulin. This is the important, gamma globulins are the antibodies, alpha beta globulins, they won't ask you, even liver produce it. And focus, gamma globulins are immunoglobulins that can be immune defense mechanism. It is most important, gamma globulins, they can plasma itself synthesis. Okay, yes. And if come to the gamma globulins, that is about 38%, and functions immune defense mechanism, gamma globulins are the antibodies. Okay, they can transport, they can carry the minerals and like vitamins. Okay, yes. If come to the fibrinogen, another type of proteins which is low amount as compared with that, guys. This is soluble fibrinogen, fibrin do not solute. It is the glycoprotein, it is produced by liver. This is the most important. Fibrinogen, which is blood clotting factor, which is produced from the liver, this is the most important for NEET. Okay, yes, guys, NEET tips. Okay, yeah, I hope you guys understand this session well. Okay, thank you.